Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. It's a great time for Dr. Pepper. Welcome back to the PepperPack Podcast. I am the Dr. Pepper teacher, Zach Bowman, and I'm back home. It's been a whirlwind of a weekend between traveling, World Cup, transportation issues in Kansas City, and then getting back home today, having Father's Day, and then, yeah. So, this is going to be a short episode, as they typically have become. But it's been a good day. So go ahead and grab your can, grab your bottle, grab your cup, whatever you got. We do this on the count of 23, so count with me. You know how I say it. It was 1, 2, 23. Well, I'm going to first start off with story time. So after the World Cup game that I went to yesterday, which by the way was awesome, yeah, I'm not going to tell that story because I don't. It was really good. I had a lot of fun. I had to leave my seat for about 30 seconds the whole time I was there. And in that 30 seconds, the ball was actually kicked and landed in my seat. And I'm not going to go into the details why I had to leave for 30 seconds. But when I returned, the people around me like, the ball just landed in your seat and we had to throw it back. I was like, are you kidding me? And I went back and watched the replay of the game, and sure enough, right after halftime, about 2 minutes into the second half, I had to step out to make a phone call, and in that 30 seconds I was gone. The ball landed in my seat where I could have caught the ball at a World Cup. I would have had to give it back because there were people that were, during warm-ups, they shot a couple balls in the stands and people hit them and attempted to sneak them out. But like 5 or 6 security guards came and made them give them back. They have trackers in the soccer ball, so they knew where it was at and like what row and stuff and what area it was in. So I wouldn't have been able to keep it, but it would have been awesome to take a picture with it and then throw it back. So, oh well. I won't say they're always next year because it's not for another 4 years, and who knows when we'll be back in America, but hopefully soon, because if you've seen any of the videos of the Europeans or anyone from overseas coming to visit, they're loving America, so hopefully they bring it back here soon. But yeah, today's question. Oh, I was also going to tell you the story of after the game, go get in line to get on my bus, and there's a bus that takes us from the stadium in Kansas City to the Fan Fest in Kansas City. That was the ticket that I bought. And from Fan Fest, there's about 9 different buses that run, and they each have a number because there's about 9 different locations that the buses run to throughout the Kansas City metro area, and then they bring us back, and they just run back and forth. They shuttle people, obviously. Well, myself and about 100 people sat there and waited for about 45 minutes to an hour for our bus to show up, and all the other location drop-off and pickups had about 4 or 5 buses go through each of them. And every time we see a new bus pull in, like, is this ours? And then sure enough, it didn't have our number on it. And then another bus pulls up, and sure, nope, didn't have our number on it. And then it just like got ridiculous. After about an hour, the workers, volunteers, whatever they were, finally had to snag a different bus that showed back up with no one waiting for it, and they had that bus take us, which I was very thankful for. Only issue is, as that bus driver started pulling away with us in the bus, their GPS wasn't working because they've been driving the same route all day. Well, now they had to drive a new route, and their GPS was not updating, and so they're more or less driving blind at night. But thankfully there was a firefighter that was on the front of the bus. He was off duty, but that was his route that he drove, or was part of his, that he was in charge of. So he knew the way, and he was able to sit up there and tell the driver, turn here, go past this. And we made it back after a long ordeal. So game got over at about, started at 7, got over about 9 o'clock. We didn't make it back to I didn't make it back to my family's house that I was staying with until about 11:45. That's how long the transportation took to get back. But other than that, it was a great game, and I was excited for it. But yeah, let's jump into tonight's question so I can chat about that. Tonight, June 21st, Happy Father's Day. Question 172. I forgot. No, is this the right question? I don't even know the right questions anymore. Let me see. Yes, no, this is the right question. See, I'm tired. For you, for you personally, what makes today worth living? So, it's Father's Day, so this should be a pretty straightforward answer. In the Dr. Pepper realm, what makes a day worth living? I get to get up and have another Dr. Pepper. I get to share Dr. Pepper with people. I get to tell my Dr. Pepper story and just meet people, so that's always fun. The personal side, or this is the real life application, I guess you could say. I have a family. I have bills and jobs and things that I need to do and take care of, and those are expectations that make it worth it, make doing the job worth it, and make living worth it. Take care of my family another day, and just be alive. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, if you happen to catch yesterday's episode when I was with cousin number one, Fred, or Fred number one, he burped a lot on the show. But now you understand why Dr. Pepper does that to people. So, Fred number one, I burp with you. But the spiritual, faith-based part of this answer, what makes today worth living? Simple answer is because God's got plans for you. God's got plans for me. It tells us out of Jeremiah, and they're good plans. You may be thinking, well, it does not feel very good right now, but in perspective, Jeremiah is writing the book of Jeremiah while the Israelites are in Babylon captivity. Things are so bad that he actually talks about in this book of the Bible, or yes, I believe it's in Jeremiah. Yeah, no, it was that it was so bad that mothers were eating their own children because they couldn't afford to feed. They had no way of feeding them, and they were dying, so they were eating their own children, and they're having to. I don't want to misquote scripture, but I believe there's a section in there that talks about how they had to they were just living in their own feces and bile and everything. It was bad. And he goes on to write that time when it was that bad that God's got good plans for you, plans to prosper you. And it may not have felt like it, or it did not feel like it to them. It's safe to say that. I'm going to make that assumption that did not feel like good plans. And how could a good God let this terrible stuff happen? Well, the realization is God was letting his people deal with the consequences of the decisions they had made. Previously throughout history, their forefathers had made poor decisions and chose not to follow and honor their covenant. And so the Bible talks about how their children and their children's children and their children's children were going to have to pay those consequences. So, and I think that still applies to us today. We're seeing in our life decisions that our forefathers and our grandparents and great-grandparents that they made, how that's affecting our lives today. And that also gives us a chance to think about what we are doing today, how's that going to affect future generations, and setting them up. But I could get political in this on what a lot of things I heard while I was in Kansas City, but I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say it's something to think about. Today is worth living, and if you don't feel like it is, send us a message. We'll chat with you. But also think about how the choices you make in this life that you're living right now can make it worth living for others as well. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Stay safe, stay caffeinated, be blessed, be a pepper, And until we drink again, I'll see y'all next time.